good morning.
Good morning. It's abrupt. I'm Seth.
Hey, Scott from Aristocob.com here.
And the three of us from Mark Woodman's Breakfast
I'm
Club.
guessing I'm getting punch drunk now.
I guess. I don't know. We've only just started, so.
Yeah. Hey, along with you, the three of us are Mark Woodman's Breakfast Club. Welcome once again, unless it's your first time, in which case, welcome.
For the first time.
For the first time. What are you doing?
I'm undoing my pants. Don't worry about it.
I didn't realize it was that kind of a show.
Yeah, I'm unzippering my zipper belts. The
Oh.
joys of the zipper belt.
Man, we could talk about that.
We have. We have talked at length about
that
it.
Continues to be
So great.
So convenient.
That's so great.
But let's smoke something first.
Let's do it.
So I dug deep, and what I have unearthed is something called Athey, Athey, premium pipe tobacco. I thought it was from Daughters and Ryan, but it says Two Daughters, which is probably Daughters and Ryan.
Okay.
Anyway, the package here just says a crafted blend of tobaccos that are combined and flavored by a very aged and guarded recipe. This product intended exclusively for use with pipe tobacco, or for pipe tobacco. That told me nothing. The tin does say that it was packaged on January 20th, 2017.
Oh, so this is not 80 years old like the other stuff that was
so
unearthed.
You open that.
Got it.
Let me read a more better description. Here we go. From pipesandscigars.com. Daughters and Ryan's Athey is a unique tobacco with an intriguing flavor. Top quality bright Virginias are used to make this blend with no other condimental leaf. This sets Daughters and Ryan's Athey apart from every other blend. What sets it apart from every blend is a 3-layer top note. The first is a deeply sweet molasses flavor applied lightly. Next, a Scotch whiskey essence is added, along with a faintly floral botanica. At no time does the top dressing mask the natural sweet goodness of the premium flue-cured tobaccos.
Yeah.
So
I'm picking up on the
flue-cured tobaccos.
Quite a bit.
So that's going to be kind of a little smoky.
Yep.
Well, I'm getting the floral, the botanicas. All right. You know, excuse me, I read an article by a guy that said that you should never describe pipe tobacco as something other than a tobacco. So to say that it has kind of a plum smell, or to say that it has a little bit of a whiskey smell, this guy's opinion is don't do that. You should compare it to some other tobacco. Problem is,
his opinion is wrong.
Have I smoked another tobacco like this?
Because,
and if I describe it as that, have you smoked a tobacco like that?
Right. Yeah, the reason why you describe it that way is because our brains default to making connections with things they already know. There are very few things that our brains take in and acknowledge as being new data. They're looking for, this is like that, but with something different. To say that, you alienate people that don't.
And we compare it to food because it's the taste of the food and the smell of the food. And what are we doing with tobacco? We're tasting it and we're smelling it.
Now, I will be the first to say that it has always been confusing to me because I don't taste it. I don't. Mm-hmm. Very, very rarely do I have that experience where I'm like, ooh, this is like honey badger. Very rarely.
So far, very light. I mean, it's a Virginia base, so it's going to be light, a little bit sweet. We'll see how it goes. So, I had an experience. I think maybe you heard about the first half of this story. I was down in Dallas teaching a class, and as I do, I have lots and lots of fidget toys for my students. So these are all adults, but really they're there for me. So I've got silly putty, and I have little oil-filled wands that have glitter and things in them. And the idea is, if you're the kind of person who needs things like that to help you stay focused, then I provide them, but I'm very careful that they're not things that would distract the person next to you who can't stand things like that. Because if you don't provide them something, those people will find something that will be a distraction. All right, we've talked about that before. So I'm spinning away at my fidget spinner when several people commented on the sound. Now, I think I have also mentioned recently that I think I need to go to an audiologist because I'm not hearing that sound like I used to. So high pitch. But this time I am, and I'm feeling it's grinding a little bit too. So I pull the little caps off and blow it out. It's been in my pocket. Maybe it has some lint. Try it again. Now it's still loud. I'm talking to one of the guys in the class who's also an engineer. I said, I need to find a lubricant somewhere. And he says, graphite.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I've got mechanical pencils here. So I take the ends off again. I extend the lead on a pencil, stick it down between a couple of the bearings, and I spin it around a few times. And I'm already getting a sense that, okay, this is helping. So I spun a bit more aggressively, and the next thing I know, I mean, these smallest bearings are everywhere. Everywhere. I picked them up. I tried to put them back in. By that time, it was just a mess, and it wasn't going to be possible for me to reassemble that. So within 30 minutes or so, I'm already on Amazon on my phone ordering a replacement. And it turns out the one that I bought isn't even one that I bought. It was one I got from the King of Random. Mm-hmm. Grant Thompson, who is now deceased, huge YouTuber, King of Random, jumped on the fidget spinner bandwagon, but he jumped on a little late. He took the time to really vet the spinners, and he chose one that was really good. And he even showed on several videos the plethora of poor quality spinners that he had reviewed. He even did a video, he made a forge, and he melted a bunch of the bad fidget spinners and made something out of them. But the fidget spinner that I got for free because the market had crashed. He wasn't going to sell anymore, so he said, hey, send me a message, I'll send you one for free. And it came in this cool little case, a zippered case, and it was a great spinner. No more. So anyway, jump on Amazon, and a few days later,
it is a good thing that we're right in the middle of tobacco advent, because I suspect nothing is going to alienate the majority of our audience faster than talking about fidget spinners 5 years later.
after the
yeah,
that's true. So this is the fidget spinner that came from Amazon. The same shape as the one that I had. It's kind of metallic and rainbowy, but right off the bat, much heavier than the one that I had. So the other one was made of aluminum. This is a cast something. But even worse is the fact that it's either cast poorly or they bored it off center. Because give that a spin and you'll see what I mean. It has got,
you can see,
yeah, one of those lobes always wants to drop to the bottom. It is not in balance.
It's not bad though. It is heavy.
Very heavy. So I jump on Amazon. I clicked on my,
You
feel
the wobble.
Yep. And I clicked on orders, and then I said I'd like to return it. And then one of the options they give you is, do you want your money back, or would you like an identical item? No, I'd like an identical item. I just wanted to get it right. And then in the form there that you can add a comment, I said, item sent was out of balance, poorly balanced, something like that. So they sent me this one. Now, do you see any difference in these?
Yeah, immediately.
So it is a smaller diameter. The lobes are smaller. They're thinner. The center part where you put your finger on is smaller. And in this case, it has that same finish that's on the body of it. And it is so poorly finished. It's got all kinds of cat hairs and things in it. And it feels loose on the center stud. And then give that a spin.
It's also imbalanced.
Yeah.
Better balanced.
It is better balanced. Can you feel and hear the bearings on that? So I don't understand exactly how this part works at Amazon. I work for a company that when a product changes and they switch suppliers or the manufacturer changes something, they change the part number on it. If it's not identical, it's going to get a new part number because it's a different product. That is supposed to be an exchange for this. It is not the same product. It's got washers in there, which I've never seen a spinner with washers in it.
Yeah.
And it's got a completely different, smaller bearing inside. So look at the bearing here. I don't know if they can see that. But
Very different.
look at that. How many balls are in that
yeah.
one? This one's got 6.
7, but they're smaller.
Yeah. The one that I took apart, that Grant Thompson one, had 8 or more bearings.
That's
Totally
weird.
different quality.
I mean, I do know with Amazon, and I don't know, I'm not exactly sure how their fulfillment works, but one of the things that I've always found confusing is how many times you're looking at a product and reviews and things are for the suite of products and not just the single product you're looking at. So you're looking at something that says, hey, great tool or great toy, and it's got a picture of a fidget cube and not the fidget spinner. And
Right. Worst tripod ever, and you're looking at something.
it's like camera bags.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do? Get a refund on this one?
I think I'm going to get a refund on both. I have to send them back. And I guess the lesson here is something that tactile, you need to buy it with one, in person. Or from somebody reputable who sells fidget spinners full time or something. I don't know.
Or do
Or-
extra vetting on reviews and look at other people's experience.
It was reviewed well. And
Was
like I
it?
said, it looked very, very similar to the one that I got from Grant.
Yeah.
What I should do is just get a new bearing for the one that I got from the King of Random and put that one back into service.
Yeah.
That one I like. I like it a lot. But yeah, you're right. That's just a weird thing.
You write a review for the next guy.
I took pictures of them side by side. I should take the covers off and take pictures of the bearings.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I will do that. I will link to that below, and you can go and see the one that I bought and see that. The thing that was fascinating to me is, apparently, fidget spinners have rebound because
No, on price, you mean.
on price.
Right.
Because this one I want to say was $8, and these were $2
Yeah.
at one time.
And that's supply and demand. As the demand dropped, so did the supply, and now demand is higher as there's much less supply out there.
I could probably
A lot
go to the
fewer than
clearance
coming.
aisle of Walmart and still find them for 99 cents.
They cleared them out pretty hard.
Did they?
Actually, yeah, they were down like 50 cents at a point. You know what would be interesting is I bet you could go onto AliExpress and find a whole plethora of them and just try several different ones from China for dirt cheap.
I'm just not in the mood to do that. You're right, I probably could, but that's what Grant did for me.
Right. I mean, but you're doing the same thing but with Amazon at $8 instead of $2.
One at a time.
So,
I did just buy some stuff from AliExpress.
did you
Yeah, I bought
enjoy it in 2021?
What?
I said enjoy it when it shows up in 2021.
No, I received them.
Oh, so you bought it months ago. You didn't just buy it.
No. I bought it 2 weeks ago.
That's
and just
really
received
good.
it. What I bought was
really good.
some halo lights. These are round but hollow light rings. So kind of like the little selfie lights. But these are just they're not attached. They're not attached to a fixture yet.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to create an attachment point for my Shopsmith drill press. So
Of course you are.
on the quill above the chuck, that portion is where a lot of tools on drill presses, you might see something like a mortising attachment, where you're going to drill square holes chisel square holes at the same time as a drill bit inside of that
Round peg.
is drilling a round hole. So that portion at the top above the quill, above the chuck, that portion is often used to attach things. On the Shopsmith, it's where the saw guard mounts for sawing. It's where a featherboard mounts for shaping. They use it for a lot of different things. But I saw a guy on a Facebook group, a Shopsmith group, that made this very thing that attaches to that point and gives him a light all around his drilling area. And I like it. I like the idea. The link he provided was dead, and so I went and had to search them out and find it. But bought a couple different diameters.
Yeah.
I bought a 60 millimeter, 70 millimeter, 80 millimeter, 90 millimeter, 100 millimeter, thinking perhaps that they would all be able to nest. They don't. I have to skip and go every other one because of their size. So I'll make them probably out of the largest ones to get the most light. But
Cool.
could be cool. We'll see. Not an original idea, but it's going to turn out to be something unique. And then the thought occurred to me, dang it, you could 3D print the body of this thing and then put the lights in it. That would be brilliant. No pun intended.
Yeah. I was watching a video of someone that 3D printed a chessboard, and they used resin to make chess pieces, and they wired up the bottom of the 3D printed board to have LEDs in every square,
Okay.
and a capacitor inside every piece, so that, or a not capacitor, but a
Magnet or
capacitive connection,
Oh,
so
okay.
that when you move the piece, the square lit
Lights
up.
up. That's a neat idea.
Yeah, it was neat.
So only the squares that have a piece on them
Or lit. Yeah,
That's
That
a
was
great
pretty cool.
idea.
Pretty cool. I think in practice it would be really distracting because you couldn't see the board well because everything just washed out with the pieces.
You gotta look
Yeah,
with a squint.
that's right.
Well, you can probably have special glasses to wear. Your chest glasses.
Yeah, that make it appear like there's no light on at all. Yeah, yeah, it's super useful, guys. Gold star. Great job.
But it looks cool. I mean,
Oh
you
yeah,
got-
it
you
looked
gotta-
really cool. Looked really neat, and I'm sure it took a whole lot of time. I think there are probably easier ways to accomplish what they were doing because they were wiring up every single square inside.
So, besides your criticism of somebody's hard work and engineering, anything new that you'd like to add today?
Nah. Nah. The
Are you still using a Fidget cube or spinner or anything?
I have them all. I have a large number of different things, desk toys and other things. So I've got Fidget cube, Rubik's cube, fidget spinners, smart putty, which is like a lot of silly putty all in a tin, kinetic sand. I've got a lot of that stuff in my office. Jars of oil and water, just in my
You
office.
still have that homemade poopery?
I don't.
You use it all up?
No, never got the formula right, so never used it actually.
So you never got to the point where you could vape it?
No, that's how you get the popcorn lung. When I'm fidgeting, the number one default is actually my wedding ring, which I'll just take off and mess with, spin on the table or move from finger to finger. I don't mind doing that, especially these days, because this is a $10 ring from Amazon. It's not my actual wedding band because my hands have shrunk with weight loss, and so if I lose this, I'll buy another one. I've bought them in smaller sizes at this point, so it makes me a little bit more risky with how I fidget with it. And then barring that, the thing I will use most often is my fidget cube. Not often, but sometimes I'll take it with me if I just am just know that I'm going to be in a situation where I'm bored. I called somebody out at so gave a presentation in the UK last year, and one of the presenters had a fidget cube in her hand while she was presenting. The whole 20-minute presentation. I called her out on it. I said, like, nice fidget cube. She said, oh, thank you. I get so nervous that I have to use it just to keep my nerves down. So I thought that was interesting use, but I don't do that. So,
I mean, it's. I've seen people that fidgeted in their pockets while doing presentations, and that's super awkward.
Yeah, she was not doing that. She held it in front of her and had the presentation clicker in her other hand.
I could see myself with the iPad in front of me on the lectern, and I could see myself playing Plants vs. Zombies while giving a presentation.
Done that. For me, it's Bloons Tower Defense, but that's the game of the minute for me. But no,
we gonna mention this thing back here?
No.
I mean,
No.
we are right smack dab in the middle of Tobacco Advent. I hope you're watching every single day this month through the 25th. We are posting, well, by comparison to this, a brief video where we are smoking a different tobacco every day, provided by people just like you, perhaps even you, perhaps not you, but like you.
Yep.
And we enjoy it. I hope you're watching. Hope you join us. And I hope that you answer our question of the day, and even more better, post a video response of answering the question of the day. Anything else you want to add?
Well,
Apparently you didn't want to say any of that, so.
Nope. There's a video today, a Tobacco Advent video today, so make sure to check that out. And come back tomorrow and every other day in the month to see those videos that we...
What do you think of Athey?
I thought it was good. I smoked it really quick. I tend to do that sometimes.
Why you smoke so quick?
I don't know. I don't know, because it's the first one of the day, and so we're not 20 tobaccos in yet.
Do you have an opinion of it?
Yeah, it's no.
Yeah, no.
It's
a tobacco.
I have an uncultured opinion. I liked it. I would smoke it again. It's a tobacco. Yeah, there's nothing that makes it stand out as super unique to me. But
you've smoked
I
worse.
enjoyed it.
So there's the traditional Markman's Breakfast Club review. We'd smoke it again.
And what about you?
I'm continuing to smoke it. It's good. It is like super light, but it's.
I thought it was very flavorful.
I was just going to say, it's not just a straight Virginia. I'm picking up some of those other flavors, and I think they are pleasant.
Yeah, I agree. Where'd this come from?
I think we picked that up at the Richmond show 2 years ago, or 2 shows ago.
2017. Cool. All right, I'd smoke it again. But not for a while.
All right, well, that's it. Make it a great week. Make it a great day, and we will see you again tomorrow on tomorrow's episode of Tobacco Advent.
See ya.